Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for January 24th, 2018, with your host, Facebreaker2448, and Wrap It Up Salon.
Hi.
If Tommy sounds different, it's because he has a new mic. It's going to take some getting used to on my part, at least.
I think I at least got it balanced right in OBS. Maybe. I hope.
Well, we have what I thought was going to be a short week, and it kind of is, but oh boy. If you're tired of me bitching about Cross Tag Battle, I unfortunately have to say I'm going to be bitching about Cross Tag Battle some more. Just going to put that up front on the table right now.
Well, I mean, at least you're putting it up front on the table.
Yeah. But before we get to that and all the other news, Tommy, what have you been playing?
Mario and Rabbids and Odyssey really has kind of been the only two things.
I did see you shave off 4 minutes on your time this morning.
Yep.
Which I only caught the latter half of the run, but I was like, wait, is he going to shave off 4 minutes?
Yeah, I about didn't think I was going to do that. And then I started realizing I have time save where I didn't realize I had time save.
I think you had time save for a lot of that second half that I saw.
Yet I had rainbows for a lot of the first half.
Okay, I didn't get to see that part.
Yeah, that was what was odd. It's like, apparently my PB run, I screwed up the last half of it so bad that I had so much time saved to make up for me not being on par with my best times. So I'm like, that makes no sense. Yeah. But basically, I did that one to kind of reset everything there. Like, I kind of went into that one with the mindset of whether I PB or not, this is going to reset my splits. That way, I don't have the mismatch between everything. The downside is, I think Cap Kingdom, I screwed up far worse than normal.
Ooh.
So there's a crap ton of time saved now. I tried to do something new. Screwed it up.
Oh. Does it involve a clip of any variety?
No, I thought I found a quicker way to get up the top of the cap. I did, if I can pull it off. The problem is pulling it off. That, and then I did the only other major thing. No, I take that back. The only two other major things that really screwed me from getting even lower was Metro. I missed the trash dumpster on the steel pillar.
Oh, damn.
I cap bounced. Cappy went out far enough to hit the dumpster. Mario doesn't dive. I bonk on the side, fall all the way down. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Jesus.
So, needless to say, I lost the time that I would have been attempting for that. And on top of that, I had to lose time to get the third one of the musician moons to make up for that. Because it was either that or shopping, and I got to thinking about it, and yeah, honestly, either one's probably going to be about the same.
Yeah, I know I hopped in at some point in Metro. I must have missed the bonk. Because I started watching somewhere in Metro.
It was bad.
Because I was playing Fire Emblem Warriors at the time, and I figured I'd just throw your run in the background, look over when I had the chance, and see how you were doing.
The other horrible one was in Lost. Tried to do a dive, did a ground pound instead.
Ooh.
And with the route that I've got, when you die, you go back to the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I had to do tree skip again, and of course, that time it didn't want to be as flawless.
Yeah.
I didn't die. That's an improvement. But I still screwed up. Or no, I take that back, I did die. The stupid last dive just barely bonked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those two screwed my last half. It's one of those, my goal is to get to the 130, and I
Mm-hmm.
might can do it with the route that I've got, but I really have to have just the flawless route.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't get that. I screw up on one of them every time.
I think if I do any type of Odyssey speedruns, I'd like to get at the 2 hour mark, maybe the 2.5, and be like, I'm happy with that. I don't want to chase this further.
To be fair, honestly, first run I think I was 215, like around there. Yeah, the second run, with just taking a little bit of time to kind of go through the stuff that I screwed up on that one,
Mm-hmm.
I think that second run shaved it down to under the 2 hour mark.
Yeah.
So I'm wanting to say it was like a 20-minute time save between the first and second runs, just because I went in and spent a little bit of time figuring out what I did wrong.
Yeah.
So I think that would be easy to pull off,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I would just have to figure out Sphinx Skip, most likely.
Honestly, probably not.
Really?
Oh, you're meaning Moon Sphinx.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moon
No, I
Skip
don't
there.
mean the clip. I don't think I can do the clip if I update my game.
I don't know.
Because have you heard Spike talk about Odyssey speedrunning with the balloon update?
No.
Okay. Apparently they fixed a lot of the clips that are in the game because of the balloon minigame. So either a lot of those clips are severely hard to do or downright impossible now.
Moon Skip
And
still exists.
yes.
That's all I've got to say.
But anything that requires you to clip anywhere, that might be a no-no anymore. And apparently they're going to keep the leaderboards as is. Not Spike's decision, but he, I guess, was outruled. Majority outruled there.
I'm gonna, coming from the ARMS community and there being so many big changes for that,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of agree with how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
They left it all together, but then you've got the different versions.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, if you did want to keep the game updated, you could still speedrun it. You would just be in that one bracket.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. It's one of those, we kind of did something similar with that with ARMS. We left the main one on the most recent update, and then we've still got the boards for the older updates.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good decision. It's one of those that's probably the best option.
Well, I don't
Short
think
of
they're.
doing a full reset kind of deal.
Well, the thing is, they're not differentiating between updates. That any percent is just any percent.
But okay, they are, but they aren't. You still have to submit the version when you submit a time.
Yeah.
You can sort by the versions, or you can leave it like it is by default, seeing all of them.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of feel like that's a smart decision, because it kind of fits into the same concept as emulation versus non-emulated. with speedruns, and I've seen communities do that too. They'll have both listed in the board, but you can filter by one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds more complex than it actually is, kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, from what Spike was saying, it seemed like there was going to be no differentiation between version. 80% was just 80% no matter what. And it was like, that sounds terrible.
That's kind of where he's wrong on that, because that kind of is the case,
Yeah.
but not exactly, kind of deal. And it's one of those, yeah, he's right, but he's not at the same time.
Yeah. Granted, he was in the middle of traveling when all this went down, so.
True. That
Plus,
can kind of pose problems there.
Mm-hmm. I would just like a decent time, and a 2-hour time sounds good enough. I'd be happy with a 2-hour time when I get back to it.
What was your time when we did the race?
240 something.
Yeah, I think you could easily pull that off.
Granted, that is also me trying Sphinx Clip for like 10 minutes and not getting it.
Yeah, and then still having to go through
and having all sorts of problems in there, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good chunk of 20 minutes right there. That I just
easily.
like, oh, yeah. Plus, I got the lost skip first try. Quote unquote first try. I don't really call it first try. It's more like the first time I committed to it.
Which is more than I can say, because if I'm not mistaken, that run was crap in terms of runs I've done.
Mm-hmm. Like, if you watch that stream, folks, you will see that I don't commit to the jump until I actually do it. Because I knew I wasn't lined up right every single time. But I was just like, nope, back up, nope, not committing. Not going to commit and die. Because I know this is wrong. So the first time you see me actually commit to it, I actually do it. And I get it. Which, that seems surprisingly easier than a lot of the other tight stuff I was trying.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, anything else to mention from the stuff you got in play?
Not really.
Well, I was a part of the community day event for Pokemon Go on campus. I was walking around catching all the Dratini's in the world. To put it in I don't know how many I caught because I didn't count, but I'll put it in the form of the candies I have for Dratini's. I started the day at 8 candies for a Dratini. I got enough, I believe, to evolve a Dratini to a Dragonite twice, and a Dragonair to a Dragonite once. That's 350 candies. 350 candies. And I have 89 candies left on me right now from the event.
Jeez.
And bear in mind, most of my Dratinis were caught with the Pineapple Berry in effect, so that's 6 candies I'm getting off per Dratini, plus an additional one for every one I catch and transfer. So take an average of 7 and multiply out that to however many 350 comes out to. That's about how many Dratinis I caught, plus how many ever 89 comes to. It was a lot. Like 5 shiny. I got 5 shiny Dratinis as well. That is how much the shiny odds are in your favor in these type of events. Because you can walk 2 feet, and you'll have like 3 or 4 Dratinis surrounding you. Like, if you can't find a Dratini when one of these events is going on, I don't know what to say to you. Because there's gonna be one. And there's gonna be multiples of that, too. And I put in 2 hours of work walking around, hanging out with my neighbor and friends in order to do this. Like 2, 3-ish hours. I ended off at like 3 o'clock. And went back to my room to charge my phone because my phone was at like 10%, and I was not going to make it the rest of the hour on that 10%. The most I was able to do after I went back to my room is do a Magikarp raid solo, because I can do that. At like 20,000 some odd CP Pokemon. Yeah, I can do that. And I think I soloed it with my Kyogre. Just my Kyogre. Didn't need anything else.
Well then.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I now have my second shiny, because I also have a shiny Love Disc from when they were swarming about for Valentine's Day. And both my Love Discs are garbage, so it's not super helpful. But both my Dragonites are 2 of my top 3 Pokemon now. Which will be helpful if I just do a Rayquaza raid, because the Dratinis for this, when you evolve them to Dragonites, are guaranteed to have Draco Meteor. So that's a fairly hefty move to have, like, in your back pocket for dealing with Rayquazas or any type of Dragon Pokemon. Because that's a shit ton of damage. And I believe both my Dragonites have Dragon Tail as well as their quick move. I kind of want to get one of them to have Dragon Breath instead of Dragon Tail, but I don't know what my options are there. Because they both evolved into those moves. I did not have a choice on that matter. What else? Fire Emblem Heroes decided to give me Evil Possessed Celica from their Dark Heroes event. Yeah, instead of getting regular Celica, here's Evil Celica. And I'm also going to get the third Ike for free, because that's what won the vote. I am 1 Ike short from having a full Ike team, because we don't have a 4th Ike in the game yet. As soon as we get a 4th Ike, you bet your ass I'm going to be making it a full team of Ikes.
And then you'll have an Ike off?
Yes. Team comp be damned, because the free Ike is still a swordsman Ike. So it'd be sword, axe, sword, whatever the 4th one is. So not the best coverage. But fuck it, I don't care. I want my team of Ikes. Hell, I think I could get if I get all the Lins that are out there. Yeah, if I get like the other 2 Lins I'm missing, I could have a full team of Lins. Because I've got regular Lin and I have Bridal Lin. I didn't get Valentine's Lin or the Brave Hero Lin. But if I get both of those, I can have a full team of Lins. That also would be bad for type coverage. But once more, fuck it, I don't care. I was playing Fire Emblem Warriors when you were doing your Odyssey run, and oh boy, did I have a fun time unlocking On and Celica. The On mission is like level 80, and I only have 1 character at level 80 anything. So I pretty much had to do that entire mission solo and not try to die from the damage output some of those enemies had. It was not a fun time. And Celica's was less hard, but it was still a drag, because a few of the missions in there essentially went, oh, here's some mages that are going to pop out shadows of characters that are going to be obnoxious as fuck to deal with. Because they'll just swarm your base and kill your base, and then it's game over. And I think one mission as well had units that dropped lightning on your base, and since there's a dragon unit as your base commander, They're weak to that, so they just went, boom, you're dead. Game over. Try again. Almost as soon as they spawned. I think. I'm not sure. I think that's what happens, and oh boy. Do I not look forward to doing all of this again to get Lynn? Especially when Anna is the exact same as the rest of the bow units in the game. There's no real difference between any of them. And I haven't got to try Celica yet. And I would hope her and Lynn are pretty good. It's just Fire Emblem Warriors is not the best game in the world. What else? Last night on Splatoon 2, did you catch any of that?
No, sure didn't.
Okay, I had a 1-point loss in ranked, a 2-point loss in ranked, and a 3% loss in turf war. All in one night. One night. All of that. Ugh. And I couldn't buy a turf war win at all. But on the good side, I'm now S rank in Rainmaker. I swear to God, I am the lowest S rank Rainmaker player in the world right now. I think there's a couple people who are lower than me that I got matched up with, but oh God, am I just down there in the levels compared to everybody else. I'm getting matched up with 40s, 50s, fucking 70s in the S ranks. And it's just like, I am severely outclassed here. But I am somehow keeping up. I think at one point in one of those S rank games, I killed 3 people on their team at their spawn in a row, with all of them knowing damn well I'm there and firing at me. I still got all 3 of them.
Well then.
Like, I was pulling off some moves in the Rainmaker stuff. And a bit in the turf war. Ugh, jeez. It was nice to be able to actually play Splatoon and not have nonsense, non-matchmaking, because not connected the right way to the internet. Breath of the Wild is still going. I'm through unlocking the next part of the Champions Ballad stuff. So I cleaned out the Snow Mountain. I'm on to going to the 4 locations, getting the pictures of those maps, and then going to do those shrines.
Right.
So that will be next Tuesday. Or not next Tuesday, next Wednesday. I'm not sure how many of those I'm going to get through. I died a number of hilarious times in various hilarious ways during that part. I literally died because I ran into the moblin who was frozen, and then it proceeded to freeze me in the process.
Oh, wow.
That is one of the ways I died. I think you were still on for that one.
I might have been, but I was playing Mario and Rabbids, so don't remember right offhand.
I think I just need to make a death montage of that one, because oh boys, there's some really stupid deaths in there that I incurred. But yeah, there's not really much else, I think. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I've streamed, because that's the only time I've really been able to play games is just when we're streaming. Because school is being a lot of stuff right now. Oh boy. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah. So.
You think?
Yeah. So, shall we talk about articles?
I guess we should.
All right. Well, folks, it is the day we all have been waiting for. We are finally getting Half-Life collaboration with Final Fantasy 15.
So we're getting Final Life 15?
Yes. If you have Final Fantasy 15 on Steam, and from now until May 1st, you can get the Half-Life pack. Also available in the Final Fantasy 15 expansion Comrades, which features a Gordon Freeman costume for Noctis, complete with a crowbar. If you pre-order the title on Steam before March 6th release date, you also get the Final Fantasy 15 Fashion Collection, which features a section of buffing t-shirts. Pre-order details for Origin in the Microsoft Store can be found at the following link in the article. Yep, folks, you can dress up Noctis like Gordon Freeman in Final Fantasy 15 on PC. I feel so sorry for people who have been desperately waiting for Half-Life 3 and are never going to get it.
Well, see, I mean, technically they are getting it.
I don't think this is the Half-Life 3 if anyone had in mind.
No.
At least it's attached to a good game. Which, can I take a second to talk about Ty playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories today?
Oh, God.
Because somebody donated and said that that was the worst portable game. The fuck it is. Okay, as someone who had to play the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts series in 21 days, almost back to back every day for several hours straight. Yeah, no, Chain of Memories isn't the worst portable game. No. Ooh, that's a toss-up between Birth by Sleep and 3D on terms of the games I've actually had to play. Although I think technically the worst is Days. It's just you get the benefit of not having to play the game in the collection because it's just a movie. But Days is probably the worst. But out of what you can play now in the collections, yeah, it's a toss up between those two because no, Chain of Memories is not the worst. There's like zero fucking grinding in Chain of Memories, which is fantastic. The combat actually works and is good and doesn't have stupid bullshit attached to it. Looking at you 3D with your goddamn Dream Eaters that are the worst party in existence. Literally the worst. So yeah. Just gonna say that. Although Ty, I think, is enjoying Chain of Memories. I'm not surprised considering his love of card games.
Fair.
Yeah. Granted, he got through. He's on the Neverland Worlds parts. I think he took a break and he's now watching the Recoded movie because he wants to eat food, but still stream Kingdom Hearts. So he's watching the Recoded movie, and I'm like, oh, goody, have fun with that nonsense. Oh, God. I like Kingdom Hearts. I really do. But if you think that the plot is absolute nonsense and is the most insane thing in the world, I'm not going to disagree with you one fucking bit. This story is nonsense after a certain point. And I do not blame anyone for just looking at this and go, how the fuck does any of this work? And I just have to shrug my shoulders and go, well, I'm sure there's an explanation I can come up with somehow, but I have to bend over backwards sometimes. Anyway.
3 will explain it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3 totally won't fucking just add more nonsense to this, considering we're continuing the plot of time travel in this.
Yeah.
Oh. I can't wait till Ty finds out that there's fucking time travel in 3D, because he doesn't know that there's time travel in 3D. I don't think Tom even knows that there's time travel in 3D, and he's playing through the entire series definitively. Ty, I think, is stopping after today. So I'm just like, So how do you feel about time travel? Anyway, back to articles. Apparently, THQ Nordic has acquired Metro Exodus and St. Rose's parent company, Deep Silver. So THQ now re-owns Saints Row and Homefront and all the stuff under them. Because weren't those THQ titles to start with?
I think maybe. I don't remember.
Yes, it is. So all that's back under THQ's banner.
Ish.
Yep. Will anything come of this? I don't know. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. I know no one's really liking what the fuck was it called? It has Saints Row characters in it that Deep Silver did. Agents of Mayhem. No one really liked Agents of Mayhem. So that might be a good thing. You remember that Five Nights at Freddy movie we were getting?
Can I say no?
Sure. Well, we have a director for it now. And it's the director from Harry Potter. The first two Harry Potter's films. And Pixels. I didn't know that second part. Oh boy. At least we have someone with a horror background in Jason Blum, who will be leading and writing the movie. He's worked on Get Out, Insidious, and other horror-themed films. But our director, Chris Columbus, has worked on the first two Harry Potter films, which aren't those like the worst ones or the most boring. At least that first one is really boring because I tried watching the marathon on ABC Family when they did it way back in the day, and I was supremely bored during the first one, and I checked out. But yeah, the first two Harry Potter films in Pixels. I don't think anyone should list Pixels as a thing that they should be proud of.
No.
God, that is terrible. I love how the first comment I see is, this could be really good or really bad. You fucking think.
Okay. Can't that be said about all movies?
Can't that be said about every video game movie right now? Not just movies in general? Just all the video game movies? Because, yeah, they're either going to go one way or the other. I don't think we've gotten in the middle just yet. Because, we also have that Tomb Raider movie that's coming out that I completely forgot about until I saw a commercial that goes, this is coming out next month. And I'm like, fuck me, I forgot about this. For those that don't know, we have a new Tomb Raider coming out next month, or Tomb Raider movie coming out next month. Spoilers, it's based off the first game of the reboot. The one that told Lara Croft's origin story, because that's something we needed to know. Apparently that game is good. The second one of the reboots, not so good. This one was good, and it's entirely based on that one. Like, wholeheartedly, 100%. I think they're literally just adapting that game. Yep. Well, it's time. Okay. Apparently in talks from the Structoid with the crap. I think the director of the game. We found out what the pricing of Cross Tag Battles game in the DLC will be. Essentially, here's the basis of it. $50 will get you the game at retail. Physical and digital, with whatever tax included. The character packs will be $5 each. The collection, that is all 6 packs, is $20. If you get the digital deluxe edition, which is the main game, and the collection, it'll be $70. And apparently, the first character pack will be available to download for free at launch for the first 2 weeks only. So this is $70. If you're wondering why I'm harping on that, rewind to January 24th, whenever we did a podcast around there, where we talked about the Cross-Tag Battle producer talking about the DLC pricing issues, and he said, and I quote, that the game will have a reduced price point, $53 approximately, with the idea being that once the player has purchased the future 20 DLC characters, 20 at this moment, they should in total have only paid a similar price to a full retail game. When the fuck was $10 over similar?
Well, it's similar, because, I mean, most expansion passes are $20, right?
Yes. But that doesn't include the half the roster of your fucking video game. No, 2 less characters than the roster because, 2 of them are free. And apparently their first mistake was announcing Blake as a DLC fighter and not announcing that she was free. Which apparently she was free all the time. Free to start with. They just didn't say she was free. Except the quote I just read implied that all 20 characters were DLC, and that includes Blake and Yang. I do believe you be full of shit, good sir. So, 18 characters somehow comes out to $10. Except you have, 4 months to work on these characters for them to be released with the retail release of the game? And they're all, most of them, actually no, all of them that are in the packs now, or all of their DLC are reused assets from other games that you've worked on and have just been reworked to fit this game. Yeah, nah, fuck you. just fuck off. Just fuck off. Like, I didn't do the research, but I'm pretty sure that no other fighting game that has had DLC has this disproportionate of a fighter percentage of retail game to DLC. Like, I can't think of one. Can you?
Well, I can't think of one right offhand, but I do want to point out something. The article does kind of make a at least feasible argument for them. If you compare the $70 for the 40 characters to the $100 for Injustice 2's 41 characters for its digital deluxe, yeah, that kind of they're not the biggest sleazebags in the market apparently.
But that does not excuse this bullshit.
Oh no. But it does help their argument out because at least they're not being as bad.
That's still bad.
Oh yeah. That makes me wonder how many of the Injustice 2 fighters were DLC.
13. 28 characters off the bat with an additional 13 as DLC.
So, hold on here. Pretty much almost the same situation.
Yes, except those 13 characters, it's counting 4 characters as separate DLC when they're not. Because I believe it's counting the turtles as individual characters when they're not individual characters in the game. They're all one person, so it's less than 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Arguably, because you could say the same thing with the Koopalings for Smash. I mean,
True.
it's one of those I could see an argument come out of that one. Yes, they probably all do share the same spot on the character placement there,
Mm-hmm.
meaning from a game standpoint, they're all the same character.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you look, I would venture to say each of the four have slightly different move sets, just like
Yeah.
the Koopalings each had their own unique twerks to them.
Yeah.
So maybe you could still count them.
Right.
That's that gray zone.
Right. But it's still not half the roster, and the game came with 28 characters off the bat.
Okay, but for all intents and purposes, we're just going to say 13. Because I'm sure they play different enough to be considered.
Mm-hmm.
13 compared to 28, that's honestly not too good of odds either, though.
Right, and also at least half this DLC was not announced before launch. Because all this DLC has been released since the games came out last year. Like, the Turtles only just came out, 2-ish weeks ago. So that's 13 characters released over the course of a year, just about.
I still feel like, though, for price point wise, that's not horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I say it's still scummy as fuck, and you are not winning me over by throwing Injustice 2 under the bus. And going, we're not as bad as them. No, you're still bad. You do not get excused because someone else fucked up worse. No. Fuck
I
you.
mean, to be fair, it's 13 characters worth $40 too.
Yeah.
That's probably the other part of the argument there.
Right. And you also have to consider that these two games are very different in their art styles and their presentations. Cross Tag Battle is a 2D sprite game, and Injustice 2 has to have full 3D models for all of their characters. And that probably jumps the price point up a good bit.
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm. It at least accounts for some of that price increase. Maybe not all of it, but there's some in there. Well, the other thing they got announced, I don't have an article for this, but they announced their story mode, or their modes, and there's a story mode. And apparently it's an original story that you can play from the different franchises' perspectives. There was only 2 characters from Ruby in this game at launch. So, do you just play as Ruby and Weiss, and do you just trade off between the two of them over the course of the entire story? Because, that's the only people we get from Ruby until Blake comes out, which apparently it's not off the bat. Because apparently Character Pack 1 comes first before Blake. I assume. Or at the very least, Yang is going to be the last piece of DLC coming out according to their schedule. So, I'm just annoyed at the whole situation of this game doesn't come out for another 3 to 4 months. We know all 20 characters that have been announced that are going to be on the disc are done because of the demo they showed off at EVO Japan. Why aren't some of these other 20 characters not in the game to start with? Why is Ruby, the main characters of Ruby, split in half between retail and DLC? And why did you think that charging for Blake and Yang to start with was a good idea? But then you had to backpedal the fuck out of because no one wanted that.
Yeah.
Well, did you know that we're going to get 2 Sonic films?
Did we need 2 Sonic films?
Well, do you want a live action and a CG feature film?
Live action's unnecessary.
Actually, okay, no, it's just 1 film. I thought this was 2 films. My bad. Nope, it's just 1 film. And guess what is coming out?
When?
November next year.
Of course.
Sonic gets his movie. November next year. Who's on this? Do we know anybody who's on this? No. 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 Oh, goody. Live action and CG elements. Okay, nope. We have a producer and Neil H. Moritz from Fast and Furious. Fantastic start. Jeff Fowler as a director from Go for Broke. And Tim Miller as an executive producer who was on Deadpool. Okay. Well, we're getting Detective Pikachu. Is Detective Pikachu next year?
I don't remember.
I think it. Oh my god. One moment. Yes, it is. Oh god. It's May next year. So not only do we get a Detective Pikachu movie, fuck me, how the fuck did we get here? We're also getting a Sonic movie. Who wants to take bets on this being bad? Because
it'll be bad.
Just let people know, this wouldn't be the first time we've gotten a Sonic movie that has been live action in CG. There has been another one. It's a fan film, mind you, but it exists. Nostalgia Critic's in it, and it's kind of bad. Like it's bad. I've seen it. It's bad. Movies. Goddamn movies. By the way, so I think my neighbor was surprised when I told him this about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's a thing. I know about a lot of movies or video game movies that are in production or in production hell or were in production at one point because of doing this show, and it's like, yeah, they're trying super hard to make video game movies, super hard, and oh god, have some of them just not done well. Not even Ratchet and Clank, a beloved franchise to me, can escape it. He got a mediocre movie at best. So, anything else to say about these articles before we move on to releases?
Nope.
All right. Oh boy, do we have a lot. And I called 90% of the PC releases, and we still have a lot of releases. We may be short on news, but by God, do we have so much else elsewhere. So starting on the 26th, we've got Spot the Difference Ultimate Edition for the Switch. And on the 27th, we have The Blob 2 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Oops, I dropped the 4 there. Gravel for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. Immortal Redneck for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I can't help but laugh at that. Because I didn't read it until I got to the PlayStation 4 list, and I'm like, Immortal Redneck? What? I assume this is 100% garbage. Oh, Jim Sterling did a video on this. Yay! This totally won't be hot fucking her. This looks very Serious Sammy.
Well then.
So, yay? I don't know. I'll better look up Jim Sterling's video later and find out. Blasters of the Universe is also coming out on PlayStation 4. Crypt of the Serpent King, PlayStation 4. Don't Knock Twice, PlayStation 4. Heroin Anthem 0, Episode 1, PlayStation 4. Hex Tunnel, Jet Omero, Hero of the Universe. Moss, all on PlayStation 4. Mulak for PlayStation 4 and PC. Riftstar Raiders, Shiny for PlayStation 4. Riftstar Raiders and Shiny for PlayStation 4. Streets of Red, Devil's Dare Deluxe for PlayStation 4 and Switch. Timothy vs. the Aliens for PlayStation 4. Payday 2 for Switch. And Cyber Dimension Neptunia for Goddess Online for PC. Because I feel like mentioning that weird, dumb meta franchise just once. I'm going to be a real fucking idiot one of these days and hop into one of those games just to see how far that meta dumb rabbit hole goes. Coming out on the 28th, we've got Bridge Collector Constructor Portal for Xbox One and Switch. You know, that Portal game that you totally wanted. Yes, that Portal, by the way. Yes, we've gotten a Portal game this year, but it's a Bridge Constructor game. Darkest Dungeons for Xbox One, Deep Rock Galactica game preview for Xbox One, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Extra Pack 2, Infinite History for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC, Riftstar Raiders for Xbox One, Switch or Die Trying for Xbox One, and Perfect Angel for PlayStation 4. On the 1st of March, we have Bridge Constructor Portal for PlayStation 4, Ball Boy for PlayStation 4, Siam Speedrunners from Hell for PlayStation 4, RTO2 for the Wii U. By God, the Wii U still is getting new games somehow. How the fuck is a dead console still getting games? A dead console that didn't sell well to start with. We also have A Whole New World on Switch, a normal Lost Phone for Switch, ACA Neo Geo Sengoku 2 for Switch, Arcade Archive Star Force for Switch, Damascus Gear Operation Tokyo for Switch, Detention for Switch, Little Triangle, in Mulaka, in Packet Queen Pound, hashtag, whichever fucking one it is, Paper Wars Cannon Fodder, Subsurface Circular, and Totes the Ghost on Switch. On the 2nd, we have Mulaka for Xbox One, Pit People for Xbox One, Shopkeep for Xbox One, The Story Goes On for Xbox One, and Super Toy Cars for Switch. On the 5th, we have Rocket League DC Superheroes DLC Pack for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. And on the 6th, we have Assassin's Creed Origins, The Curse of the Pharaohs for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. Fear Effect Sida for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC. Life is Strange Before the Storm for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. By the way, 15 is still going to be getting content through next goddamn year. 15 is still going to get DLC content through next fucking year. Christ almighty. Just let the game end. End! Ugh. North for Xbox One and Switch. Scribblenauts Showdown for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch. TT Isles of Man Ride on the Edge for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Bravo Team for PlayStation 4. DJ Max Respect for PlayStation 4. Frantics for PlayStation 4. Way of the Past Fist for PlayStation 4 and PC. Velocity 2X Critical Mass Edition for Vita. On the 7th, we have Way of the Passive Fist for Xbox One. And on the 8th, we have 3D billboards, billiards, and snooker for PlayStation. What? The fuck is snooker? Wikipedia, please explain to me what is. Okay, it's a version of bill. Crap. Okay, fine. I've never heard of that before. But that's for PlayStation 4. 3D Mini Golf for PlayStation 4. Island Flight Simulator for PlayStation 4. Root Double Before Crime After Days Extended Edition for Vita. Bleed 2 for Switch. iZombie for Switch. And on the 9th, One-Eyed Cooch, or Katuk, whatever that word is for Xbox One and Switch. Goddamn pronounceable words. So yeah, that's an end of releases. It takes us quick draws, which I have a thing.
You have
that is
a thing
that is just us talking about build and us talking about build and me talking about Lupin Ranger, Pata Ranger.
Yeah.
That's really all I got, because I assume you haven't decided to check out Lupin Ranger versus Pata Ranger. Okay. I assume Sentai is not your thing.
Not really.
To be fair, after watching the Raw and seeing the preview for next week's episode, I have hope, because next week's episode is a Pata Ranger focus episode, and it's on Pata Ranger Pink. I'm honestly surprised by that. That our first focus episode for the Pata Rangers is going to be a pink focused episode. But yeah, the Raw for 3 is a little bit green focused for Pata Ranger, but not that much. It's still mostly a Lupin Blue episode, as we get a little bit more of his backstory. So, build this week, on the other hand, Sento's kind of outclassed, because you know how Gintoku's Cavalry Rouge now? Yeah, even Hazard Form can't do shit against him.
Oh wow.
Straight up Hazard Form. He just is like, nope, fuck off. Literally sends him flying into the sky wall. Not only into the sky wall in the opposite direction from where he kicked him. Kind of. Physics doesn't exist in that scene, just to be honest.
Hmm.
But yeah, I am still really enjoying Build, and I am kind of curious on where the show's going to be going from here on out. Because next month gives us Rabbit Tank, because teasers for Telewikun do show us the helmets for both forms. So we're getting them in the next month. And I have to wonder if that plays into what's going on with Zoru in the episode, because she kind of has her own, like, I wouldn't say berserk mode, but like something going on with her that I don't know, something to deal with her bracelet and Martian stuff. I'm going to assume Martian stuff. And we also got teasers for the Lupin Pata Ranger movie and the Build movie. And the Lupin Ranger Pata Ranger teaser gives us nothing, which don't expect anything, folks, if you're new to this. The Sentai solo films are mostly just extended episodes of the show. So, meh. The build one apparently is teasing a rabbit dragon form for Sento and Ryuga to use somehow. And it's gold and silver for the rabbit and tank, respectively, instead of the red and blue that we know. Yeah, that's all we've really gotten for the movie, considering we just got the teaser today. But how do you feel about builds recently?
I kind of feel like maybe sometimes they try to do too many forms.
Yeah. We got way too much of that, to be honest.
It's one of those that, yeah. It almost feels like on that part of it, they tried to do what Ghost did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they're kind of not pacing it right either. Because pretty much every episode there's been a new form.
You know, now that I think about it, I think this week's episode is the first time we've not gotten a new form. Yeah, there's no new form in this week's episode. Holy shit.
That's honestly surprising.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh yeah, the bros combine and do their new form. No, their combined form. No. That got announced for Soto because Soto's doing the two of them. Essentially, has one figure that you can part swap to get either one or their combined form. But I'm like, yeah, no, they don't even do their combined form to keep it going. No new forms this week. Hell, it's the first time we've seen Hawk Gatling in forever. Like just regular Hawk Gatling. Not Hazard Hawk Gatling, just regular old Hawk Gatling in forever. Oh, wait, no. Damn it! No. I have to walk that back. No, we did get one new form. We got Pirate Russia Hazard. I forgot. I almost don't want to count those as new forms because it's literally just two new eyepieces. And it's not even like the belt announces it as a new form anyway.
But technically it is, though.
Yeah, I forgot. Because it's literally in a throwaway fight scene with Bloodstark, where it might imply that Bloodstark could take him in Hazard, possibly. He can at least take him in Sparkling now.
Well, to this I'm going to say, the only reason Sparkling did as much damage to him the first time was because he wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Now that he is expecting it, I feel like he's holding back.
Oh, I think he's been holding back for a while.
It's one of those. Yeah. He's possibly. I think at this point he's possibly going to be a worthy candidate for Final Villain.
If he is not my arc villain, I am disappointed, to be honest.
Well, I mean, he could get took out of the equation early.
Mm-hmm.
They could write something to do that, but I kind of feel like he's there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I have no complaints with build besides the whole. It feels like they're getting form spammy.
Yeah, and I think it's just because of the gimmick. Like, we have so many full bottles that are so easily made. They got to shove them all in there.
Well, not to mention, it's not helping matters either that they have kind of pushed knowing that there's 60 full bottles in total.
Yeah.
So they have to do something to even remotely display all of them.
Yeah. Also, that Rouge miniseries we're getting from the DVDs, yeah, I think they just straight up use clips from that miniseries for flashbacks with Gintoku to be like, you want to know how I got fucking Crocodile? I went through some shit, man. I went through some shit to get this. And now I'm going to kick your sorry ass with it. And this thing may or may not be killing me. Or may or may not attempt to kill me at some point. I don't know. The fact that it's a cracked full bottle doesn't give me the best of hopes. Considering we know his next form is called Mad Rouge. I don't think Gintoku's going to have much sanity left by the time we're through.
You say that as if he was sane to begin with.
Relative to his current state of mind you. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Build, and I honestly think it could probably crack the higher end of my favorites list by the time we're through, so I'm hopeful. I do wish we would get subs for True Ending by now, because we don't, even though the DVD is out, and there are clips of the movie circulating. Like, I really want to watch True Ending since Another Ending is coming out soon. At least the first of the Another Ending trilogy is coming out soon. And I would like to have True Ending watched going into those, because I feel like those are going to get subbed really quick since they're DVD specials. Or their DVD releases, I believe. Also, apparently, at least according to the figure arts, regular Cross is a proto form because it gets to be a premium release, while Cross Charge that recently just got announced gets a retail release.
Huh.
Or at least that was what somebody interpreted it as. And I'm like, maybe, but I still prefer the original Cross suit than Cross Charge. Like, I'm okay with the suit now, but I still don't prefer it over the original. Especially if you put it next to, like, any regular build suit.
True.
Like, next to Sparkling or next to Hazard, yeah, it makes sense for him to be in charge. But, like, next to, like, Sento and, like, Rabbit Tank, nah. I just wish they kept with the blue and black instead of the blue and silver. I think that would have been that would have worked. I feel better. But that's just me. Still no word on a Muteki release for Figure Arts, and that annoys the shit out of me so hard. You have no idea how much that annoys me, but I had to remind myself when I was looking through releases of Figure Arts in the last, like, a list of releases. We didn't get Type Trideron for Drive until last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Type Trideron, Drive's final form, not till the beginning of last year. So the fact that we haven't gotten Mugen at all or Muteki makes sense. Like, we're not going to get Muteki until, like, Maximum IDX comes out. And we don't have a release date for that yet either. Also, the whole power-up thing for Misora, it's the thing from the opening. You know that quick scene where she has her eyes change color?
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Although she might be able to force choke a fool now because of it. I'm not sure. We don't know what her powers do until next week. We just get to see her show up at the end of the episode like, hi, I'm here to do something important that will apparently save a lot of them from getting their asses handed to them. Because our Hellbros in Rouge are far more powerful than Build and Hazard, and both Cross and Grease in their Splash Driver forms. Like, they get outclassed by all three of them. Hard.
Well then.
Which I guess brings up the question of hazard level stuff, which I feel like doing a Dragon Ball reference where power levels are meaningless in Dragon Ball after the initial arc. It was only meant to be like a plot thing there. Like they're not supposed to be there for the rest of the fucking series. There's no reason to take them serious at all after that. At least hazard levels have a plot relevant point in how people are able to use their devices. Because I think Kentoku had to raise his power level. Bear in mind, I don't have subs for this week's episodes. I believe he had to raise his hazard level, to even use this form. And apparently, the way they raise his hazard level is to have people beat the shit out of him repeatedly. Literally, people beat the shit out of him until he gets it up. Poor guy.
Well then.
Like I said, he'd been through some shit. And we only get a taste of it. I assume the Rouge series will give us the rest of the story, which I assume won't be much more than what we have. It will probably give us backstory on the Hellbros, since they're pretty much goons at the moment. Anything else to talk about with Build?
Can't think of anything right offhand.
We're still a bit of a ways out from the Final Form stuff, and we don't have scans to talk about Rabbit, and Tank yet. It makes me wonder if, like, the conversation he had with Stark this week might lead into that, but without subs, I'm not sure. I know we're getting close to it, and I assume it's going to be one of those cases where Sento kind of realizes, okay, I can't use regular stuff with the hazard trigger. It's impossible for me to control it like that. But if I use new things with it, maybe I can control it. Because he still can't control it. Which makes the entire YouTube series pointless.
And kind of makes the entirety of him and Stalk before the battle kind of pointless too.
Right, but at least that's a quick scene and not a mini series that we have to wait several weeks for to get the entire story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. And let me guess, we're under an hour?
No.
Oh, we're over an hour?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Hour 14, okay. I figured we'd almost be under an hour considering how much we blazed through some of the stuff. Hello, Co-op Wii U. We're about to end the show. That happens way too many times.
Yeah, way too many times.
Just somebody drops in and says hi. Hi, it's like, we're ending the show. And it's not like we don't tweet out when we go live. It's just, it's one of those weird coincidences that keeps happening. Anyway, it's gonna do it for us this week. Yep. It happens. We'll be back in 2 weeks talking more new stuff. I can't think of anything major between now and then, but I know we had a Smash 4 rumor circulate that I call bullshit because it's like the 6th different rumor I've heard about Smash 4, so I didn't bother bringing it up. Did you hear about it? Oh, I forget who's. Somebody brought it up or somebody put it out there who doesn't have the best reputation with rumors. That essentially went, we're getting a Smash 4 on Switch, and it will be some type of best of Smash 4 edition of the game that combines features from the two versions. Essentially. Which is like the 6th different version of that rumor that I've heard so far.
I mean, that would make sense.
Right.
I don't think it'd be true.
Yeah, at this point, the only way I'm going to believe if we're going to get a Smash 4 is if I hear it straight from Nintendo. Like, that is the only way I'm going to believe it at this point. Because we have had too many rumors giving us too much different information outside of the fucking obvious with a Smash 4 on Switch that I don't believe any of it. Like, yes, it makes sense, but there's a lot of games on the Wii U that they could port to Switch that they still haven't done, and they probably never will.
I mean, Smash is probably the only other one that I would think would be a definite. Especially seeing as how they did Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wonder, would they just do a port, or would they try to do a new Smash title?
Mm-hmm.
And that would be where the question comes in.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to look up the release years for each of the Smash Bros. Games to see how long it took to develop them, because I also saw someone suggesting that we're getting a new Smash Brothers on Switch, and I'm like, no the fuck we are.
Too early.
Yeah. Because development on Smash 4 started in 2012, and it came out 2014? Yeah, 2014. And yeah, that's like a 2-year development cycle essentially, but the time between that development and Smash Brawl coming out is 5 years.
Well, not to mention, okay, you also can't count straight from 14.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did DLC all the way through, what, last year?
Is it last year or the year before?
I can't remember for sure. I'm thinking year before, because the Switch wasn't out. We still knew of it as the NX.
Yeah, it was 2016.
But still, it was late 2016. So, you really can't even count that.
No, it was early 2016.
It was?
Yep, February. You're thinking of when it got presented, which was December of 2015. That's probably what you're thinking. But no, nah, it's too fucking early.
Yeah,
way too early.
That's still not much time to be.
Mm-hmm.
If we did get a new one, it would at least use Smash 4 as a base.
Right. Which at that point, they'd just be porting Smash 4.
Right.
Yeah, it's a 6 different rumor, and I don't care. Smash still exists on the fucking Wii U. If you want Smash that badly, just go fucking play it on the Wii U. Guarantee you can probably get a Wii U for super cheap now. Supremely cheap. Yeah, like I was going to say, I don't think there's anything big going to happen in the next couple weeks, at least that we know of ahead of time. Who knows? Maybe Nintendo will finally do and give us the announcement of when the Splatoon 2 amiibo or new amiibo are coming. Because the fact that we have 5 amiibo and only 3 of those have a reason to not have a release date right now makes me suspicious. Because why not announce when Marina and Pearl are going to be out now? Why are we waiting?
Reasons.
Better yet, that's the only new amiibo announcements we've had since the Shovel Knight trio were announced. So, makes me awfully suspicious. Maybe a direct is in the works, potentially. But it might be a next month situation, would be my guess.
Smash 4 for Switch confirmed.
Okay, I will say, if they are going to do a Smash 4 point, I think one thing that would be cool for them to do would be to implement some of the characters that we didn't get in that are like missing from other Smash games.
So, Ice Climbers.
Ice Climbers would make the most sense considering their only limitation couldn't be on a 3DS version of the game, and since we're not in that situation with a Switch version, yeah, I'd say they would get in. Considering all the work's done for them. But like rework like a Fox or Falco into a wolf. A Pichu, even though I don't think anyone would be missing Pichu. No one shall miss Pichu. Maybe take a little bit of inspiration from Hyrule Warriors and do Young Link a little bit different than Toon Link, since Toon Link decided to use his entire moveset. Which is Link's moveset to start with. Because I think working in Young Link more into a Majora's Mask interpretation of the character would differentiate it hugely from both of the Links on the roster right now.
True.
Who else were you missing? Ivysaur and Squirtle from the Pokemon Trainer, which, meh. I don't think there's really a good way of reintroducing 3 of them. I know sure as hell we're not getting Snake back. But yeah, I might as well just end the show now before we get to talking about Smash for a half hour. But yeah, we're back in 2 weeks. I will be streaming as normal on Wednesday and Thursday now. And that will continue for however long that's going to last. Hopefully. It may or may not change to Thursday, Wednesday, Friday. Depends on how Thursdays go from here on out. It should be fine.
Should be.
Yeah. We should be finishing up Breath of the Wild in the next couple weeks. Depends on how fast I get through Champions Ballad. And take the Master Cycle Zero just straight to Ganon's castle. I will land that thing in like front of the plateau, and I will drive that sumbitch straight up to the front door.
That's what I did.
Good. So yeah, we will see you then, folks.